Very solid player. He didn't have a great game against Southwest Missouri State. You got to believe he's highly motivated today, knowing the kind of pressure he's going to face.
Well, he got rattled up in Lansing, and that's why Cincinnati had an 18-point lead. He knows today that he has got to come through for State to win this game.
The Spartans will defend to our right. Cincinnati has the ball first, but it comes right to the Spartans as the ball goes out of bounds.
They'll come with the pressure right away, looking to force traps at half court. Cincinnati's very good at half court traps.
Montgomery, Respert, Stevens, Steigenga, and Peplowski, the starters for the Michigan State Spartans. Stevens forced out of bounds, and there's the first turnover.
Exactly what happened. Montgomery should have reversed his dribble, go the opposite side of the floor. He gave it to Stevens, who should not be handling the ball in their trap half court where the traffic is. The trap turnover came right away from Cincinnati.
Well, Huggins Bearcats forced 33 turnovers from Delaware. Through the season, they averaged 21.2 turnovers a game. Their opponents just rattled from the opening tap. Judd Heathcote knows what to expect from them. He's got to be able to control things and get the ball inside to his big man.
Also in the back of Cincinnati's minds, they lost a tough game in Cincinnati 2 years ago in the last seconds to Michigan State. They lose an 18-point lead in Lansing this year to Michigan State. They know they can beat Michigan State with their pressure.
Herb Jones at the line makes the first 2 points of the game. Steigenga to Stevens. Montgomery, their point guard, lets it fly from 3. Off the front iron, controlled by Resper. The freshman guard tries for 3, and again, he's off the front iron.
Long balls come off here. The rebounds will be key. This floor is set on cement, and the rims are harder because the court is set up harder. So look for long rebounds, and guards will be a factor rebounding today for both teams.
More bounce to the ounce off the rims here in Dayton. We saw that in Friday's contest in the first round. A lot of those long rebounds.
Judd Heathcote said before the game, very important for his guards to get loose balls as well as defensive rebounds today because of that long rebound coming off the hard rims.
Van Exel handling the ball. Buford. Van Exel again, who had...
He's hurt. Van Exel's hurt.
Van Exel limping badly, may have turned his ankle just on a move. He had 18 points against Delaware, including 4 3-pointers. Corie Blount hits.
We're going to sub right now.
And Van Exel will have to head to the bench. No contact that I saw. Digger, I think he just turned his foot over as he made a move.
When he made a cut to the top of the circle, he twisted it. Of course, now they're bringing in Alan Jackson, another key guard. Let's see what happens on this for Van Exel.
Now, it looked like he just tried to pull up there and turned his foot over. Well, they've got plenty of depth. Alan Jackson comes into the lineup, number 52.
Cincinnati will use its bench. They'll play 9 guys early in this first half to keep the pressure on Montgomery. State right now running half-court offense can be very effective.
Peplowski back off for Montgomery. 4-0 Cincinnati lead. Just underway here in Dayton. Stevens turnaround. Buford up for the rebound.
Peplowski made a good move going to the offensive boards, but went over the back, committed this first foul. They can't afford to get in foul trouble today. State needs their size on the boards.
Alan Jackson brings it up for Blount. Jackson, a junior, South Bend, Indiana. Buford into the paint. He's fouled going up.
Well, Dwayne Stevens came over to block the shot, got a piece of the arm going up for the ball. Now, if Michigan State gets in foul trouble early with their front line, look for Judd Heathcote to go to a zone. He likes to play zone. He'll play a 1-2-2 zone as an adjustment. But I think right now he'll still stay man-to-man. State has to do a better job of blocking out, and their guards have got to do a better job of getting defensive rebounds, which is a concern for Judd Heathcote.
Senior guard Anthony Buford was the second highest scorer against Delaware, had 14 points on Friday.
In the back of State's mind, even if they get down, the last 2 years they've come back to beat Cincinnati. So this is the monkey on Cincinnati's back. They've blown big leads against Michigan State.
Buford, it's the second of 2 to get one of the 2, and it's 5-0 for Cincinnati.
Very good.
Resper, good pass underneath for Stevens. He's fouled by Blount.
Montgomery did a great job of getting the ball down the sideline. The pass went back to the middle and then underneath for a three-point play. That's how State has to attack this thing all day. Take a look right here. There's a corner pass, what we're looking for. A diagonal pass back to the top. Inside is open because of the traps on the ball. Very good by Michigan State. So they have worked on their press offense, and they know this weakness can become a strength today.
Foul was on Nelson, not Blount, his first. Stevens at the line for the Spartans.
State doesn't have the personnel and the depth to get into a pressing game themselves, so look for State just to play half-court man-to-man defense right now off this foul shot situation.
Jane Stevens with the leading scorer in their opener, 17 points against Southwest Missouri State, and he's got the Spartans on the board with 2. 5-2, 17:59 to go first half. Alan Jackson continues in Van Exel's spot. Buford inside to Blount. Blount over Peplowski.
Very strong. He knows he's got Peplowski as far as quickness, and he's not afraid to go one-on-one against Peplowski.
Van Exel in the Cincinnati locker room having his ankle retaped.
Well, they will miss him. He's a great three-point shooter as well as the quarterback that runs that team. So with Scott out and Van Exel out, that helps Michigan State with depth.
Well, they say that Van Exel will come back, but he'll be hobbled a little bit.
This is what I like. State can run half-court offense.
Peplowski underneath, he's got it.
That's all they have to do. Beat the press, be patient, take some ticks off the clock to set up the offense, and then just pound it inside.
6'10", 270 pounds, Mike Peplowski from Detroit. Again, remember, he's playing with 2 sore ankles. And he has a special brace on his left ankle. 7-4, Bearcat lead. Herb Jones can hit from there.
He's a very good three-point shooter. He hustles on the boards, and he will be a factor for Cincinnati's offense. Great pass by Montgomery. Looked long. It was open because 3 of the defenders are up tight. That's very good to look underneath as another outlet.
Bob Huggins came off the bench screaming at Corie Blount. 10-6 Bearcat lead.
Both teams have a lot of confidence right now playing against each other.
Alan Jackson. Peplowski rebounding. Resper quickly back to freshman. He hits.
He has the green light. Michigan State will look long off a rebound. Respert goes down the floor. He's not afraid to shoot threes, let alone jumpers or drive to the basket.
He only had 3 points in the opener against Southwest Missouri State. He's bothered with a hand injury. You'll see the tape on his hand, his shooting hand, and then he got cut in the mouth in that first game and has 7 stitches in his lower lip.
Well, the fact that he hit his first shot is a big plus for him mentally.
No doubt. 10-8. Bearcat lead. Blount over Peplowski.
Well, what that does is forces Peplowski to come out and play Blount tight.
Here's Stevens.
Right back down the floor.
Perfect love pass from Montgomery.
With Blount taking Peplowski outside, that forces 2 things. It takes Peplowski away from the boards, the rebound, and Blount's not ready. He's ready to shoot that shot and score, which we just seen.
Herb Jones for Alan Jackson.
Cincinnati being patient, more patient than they were the other night against Delaware, running their half-court offense.
Buford.
They've got shooters on the outside. Buford, the senior who transferred from Akron with Coach Huggins. He's the person that runs this team as far as the leadership.
14-10, double team on Respert. Spartans will keep the ball, but there's that Cincinnati pressure. We'll be back. 14:37 to go. Cincinnati by 4.
Especially Resper, the guard, that's a screen for Peplowski. Peplowski's size, very important to go up strong. Great screen, uses the screen well. Scoring points inside is going to be a big factor for Michigan State today.
Spartans send in Chris Wyszynski, number 3 at guard for Shawn Respert. And Terrence Gibson has come in for the Bearcats, number 10.
Set play for Michigan State right here.
Along with Eric Martin, number 3 at forward. And Zulaf also in the game. He has the ball, number 25 for Michigan State. A steal.
Buford's got good hands, quick hands.
They average just under 10 a game. This is Bearcats stuff. 14-10. Cincinnati lead.
Martin very good inside. Will post up and look to go to the boards. Number 3.
And the Spartans get it back. John Zula had it taken away from him. And he recovers. Montgomery setting up the play for Michigan State. Inside for Peplowski. And a push on Peplowski from Blount.
Blount doesn't have the size to really be strong enough to hold off Peplowski inside. He's going to have problems all day trying to get around, trying to front, as you see here. Peplowski just uses his size and weight to stay strong. Kicks it back out, post up. You see the lean foul right there by Blount.
First appearance by Jeff Scott, the 6'10 senior from Cincinnati. Remember, he hurt his ankle in game 1, the victory over Delaware on Friday.
This is a trial and error for Jeff Scott. Bob Huggins said before the game they're going to see what he can do because he can't cut off that foot.
Montgomery. Zuloff rebounding, and that's blocked by Eric Martin. That guy can jump. Martin, number 3, a 6'5 junior from Covina, California. Van Exel back into the game after his ankle injury, and he misses.
Reach-in foul. Good call from the weak side. Very good call by Larry Limbaugh. Here's the ball going up strong. Martin can really jump. Gets a piece of the ball.
Still a 4-point Bearcat lead. 13:24 to go. A lot of sore ankles out there. Van Exel, Scott, and Peplowski all bothered with ankle injuries now. Stevens inside for Peplowski. Good job on Peplowski by Scott. Stevens missing the 3-point try. Zuloff a good rebound. He can't get, but he's fouled.
And that's what State will do all day. They're going to pound that offensive board, trying to keep the ball alive, go for the fouls if it's there, go for the 3-point plays when they lay it in. Cincinnati doing a good job defensively. Post feed. Scott shuts down the baseline. Peplowski has to kick it back out for Stevens to shoot it. Very good defense by Jeff Scott.
Martin picked up the foul, his first. Buford comes in, and Martin goes out.
Even though Cincinnati has the lead right now, they're not really into their defensive rhythm. And you got to credit Montgomery for doing that for Michigan State. And this is very important. Now, if State just keeps the control of the boards, this is where State can pull away at that lead.
Now, Bob Huggins has 3 guards on the floor right now, with Scott up front. And Eric Martin. We're just an hour away, of course, here in Dayton from Cincinnati, Ohio, so they've got a good contingent of fans among the sellout crowd of more than 13,000 here at Dayton. They were sold out on Friday for all 4 games. This is basketball country in the Miami Valley of Ohio. 14-12, 2-point lead now for the Bearcats. Martin and Scott up front. Buford moving up to that forward position. Gibson and Van Exel.
Second foul, Peplowski. Scott made a good ball fake. Peplowski leaned in and committed the foul on the ball fake. Should have just stayed on the floor. He wouldn't have committed that second foul. Miller will come in and replace him. They will miss Peplowski. Miller's a good player, but Peplowski's the guy that they can go to when they need points inside.
Anthony Miller, a 6'9 sophomore from Benton Harbor, who had to start on Friday because Peplowski's ankles were bothering him so much. Heathcote didn't want to start him.
Well, with 13 minutes to go in the half, that's one player Michigan State cannot afford to lose.
There's the lob for Steigenga. For Scott underneath. Steigenga knocking it away. Scott. That drops. Gives Scott his first point. Steigenga pulls up over Scott. Missed it.
Well,
and Martin rebound.
On a run, and you got to get that offensive rebound if you miss it.
Gibson to the corner for Martin. Bounce pass picked off by Zuloff, and Respert lays it up.
Very good play. Good steal, good transition, took it to the rim strong. Resper. State's really running well. They're looking to beat the press as well as when they get the ball off the boards they're going because Cincinnati doesn't do a good job of keeping balance defensively by having a guard back like Van Exel.
Van Exel missing from three-point range. Buford. His three is good.
Can't leave him. He's playing with a lot of confidence. He played well against Michigan State and Lansing. He knows he can score against this team. He's not afraid to shoot outside, especially threes.
Resper changes up the play. Inside for Miller. Steigenga for three.
This is a small team for Michigan State. When you have Stevens and Peplowski out, this really helps Cincinnati on the boards.
Huggins with a so-called five-man open post offense. Buford over Zula.
He's very good. You got to make him put it on the floor and go to the hole. Take away his outside shooting, but force him to put it on the floor.
9 points for him now. 2 threes in a row. Turnover as Steigenga's pass for Zulov took him out of bounds. 10:37 remaining first half. Cincinnati 22-14.
Tulane and Oklahoma State at the line in the white uniforms, leading by 7 with 7 minutes to go before halftime.
Jim, we're seeing a lot of half-court trapping on the part of Tulane in this game, and what it's doing is setting up one-on-one situations for Byron Houston down in the low post, and there aren't many people in the country this side of Shaquille O'Neal. Alonzo Mourning can take him on one-on-one in the low post. He's got 9 so far.
As he does, as Tulane hits a 3 there, Jimmy. Really a carbon copy. Michigan State wants to play slower. They're being forced to play a faster pace. Tulane needs to turn Oklahoma State over, but when you trap them and press them, they have a very experienced team. 3-guard offense, a guy inside, as you see Tulane get the turnover there. That is the key. Tulane will need those turnovers if they're going to spring the upset today. That's the 8th turnover for Oklahoma State in the first half.
26-22, Oklahoma State. And they're going to a timeout in Atlanta, so let's take you back to your game, Michigan State and Cincinnati. 10 minutes to go before the half, and your comments on this game, guys.
Well, the real key is Peplowski picked up 2 fouls early on in the ball game, but the inside scoring of Michigan State is hanging on. There's Peplowski coming back. Judd Heathcote saying, I'll take a chance on him not getting a third before the half.
I thought, Billy, good strategy by Cincinnati. They want to play the full court game. They're the deeper team. They want to press and force Michigan State. Michigan State's throwing the ball long, trying to get easy baskets, but it's forcing the tempo in Cincinnati's favor.
Of course, the last time they played a 90-89 ball game, so it's not that Michigan State can't play a game that gets up in the 90s.
So a couple of free throws for Buford, 11-point lead. Let's go back to Tim and Digger.
Thank you, Jim. That's 12 points for Buford now, converting all 3 of his free throws on that missed three-point attempt when he was fouled by Wyszynski. And right now, Michigan State shooting 5 of 13 from the floor as opposed to 8 of 12 by the Bearcats. That's reflected in the score. Nelson picks up his 2nd foul for Cincinnati.
One thing Michigan State has to do, you can beat the pressure, but don't get over anxious and force yourself into bad shots. And that's what's happened. They force the ball in. They don't have the size to rebound. When you miss those shots, you need the offensive rebound.
25-14. Peplowski came back onto the floor with his 2 fouls after the last timeout.
He's got to play because Judd can't afford to let this game get away from himself.
Eric Martin to make that Respert for Michigan State over Eric Martin, and it's 25-17.
Cincinnati being more patient. Good move. Got to go on him. He's got 2 fouls, and Blount will do that. So they're reading what's there and taking advantage of it.
8 points for Corie Blount. Mark Montgomery. Wyszynski.
Good block.
Herb Jones got a hand on it. Bearcat ball.
Michigan State is having trouble right now scoring. One reason, They're not working the ball inside the way they did earlier in the game. I think Peplowski's got to play with his second foul, but be aggressive on offense. I don't think he can match up to Blount right here. That's a weakness.
Blount in and out. Oh, good follow by Eric Martin again, showing his jumping ability.
Well, no one had blocked them out. They went to help on Blount, and it was open. And Montgomery had a chance to block out down low and didn't do it.
Resper getting trap coverage, but getting it off to Montgomery. Spartans keep it. Resper for three. Yes.
He's got to pick up the offense. He can shoot anywhere on that floor. Don't be surprised if the inside game gets tough. State will go to Respert even more.
10 points for the freshman now. Remember, he's got a bad hand, and it definitely affected him in the first round. He had only 3 points, did not play well in any aspect of the game.
I like the way Cincinnati's playing offensively. They're being very patient, and they know where Blount is all the time, and they know that Peplowski has 2 fouls.
9-point lead for Cincinnati. Van Exel for Blount.
Good play in a pick and roll. Peplowski went over to help on the ball. Blount rolled to the basket. Great play for a 3-point play. They're forcing Peplowski to play, either the foul on the ball, help out on defense, or to guard Blount one-on-one.
Heathcote wanted a travel call there, and the man with the perpetual frown got a chance to really get some wrinkles in the forehead.
This is something Cincinnati has done very well this year. They're looking for weaknesses. They see one now with Peplowski in foul trouble, and they're exploiting him on the floor. Wouldn't surprise me maybe to see Michigan State go to a little zone to get Cincinnati out of this rhythm offensively.
Matt Steigenga comes back. Respert goes out. Blount will be on the line. 31-20, Bearcat lead. 7:57 to go first half. Behind Digger Phelps.
Cincinnati will press after this foul shot. They'll go right after Montgomery, try to force another turnover to Michigan State before they can set up their offense.
Digger Blount's got 10 points already, off to a good start. And picking up the slack, make it 11, because as we pointed out, Jeff Scott playing with a bad ankle, not expected to have anywhere near the minutes he had in the first round game.
Cincinnati does a great pick and roll. Blount sends a great screen over here for Van Exel, forcing Peplowski to help to the ball. He makes the dribble screen go. Peplowski comes over to help. Montgomery tries to get over the top. Blount's open. 3-point play inside. Very good execution of pick and roll.
Spartan ball down by 12. 7:56 to go here in the first half.
You still can't pick up your dribble. You can't pick up your dribble.
There's the turnover.
Wyszynski should have kept this dribble. That's what caused the turnover.
Buford for three, won't go. Blount battling for the rebound. And he's fouled. Steigenga, I believe.
Steigenga got him. Got the arm. All right, when you look at the press execution right here, Wyszynski cannot pick up his dribble. He should keep his dribble, use the floor, create a passing lane. Now he's stuck because Cincinnati does a great job of denying all over. As you see Buford there putting ball pressure on, no one to throw it to. It was either going to be a 10-second count or a turnover. It turned into a turnover. And this is where Cincinnati came after him after that timeout.
They've got 7 points off turnovers, do the Bearcats, to this point in the first half, and Blount with a chance to add. He does. Well, the two winners from today's action will head to Kansas City, Midwest Regional, and already there will be Memphis State against Georgia Tech.
And don't think in the back of Cincinnati's mind, they know they beat Memphis State 3 times this year, twice in the conference and once in the Great Midwest Championship game. So they know they can make it to Kansas City. Judd Heathcote right now needs some type of change. Maybe go to a zone, maybe get the spurt going again, go back with his starters, try to get this lead under 10 before halftime so they can make a run in the second half.
Lane violation against the Spartans, 33-20. Blount stays there.
There's that long rebound we talked about. And a guard got the rebound when you take a look at Cincinnati controlling the offensive board.
Blount back outside for Van Exel. And Van Exel sets up a play. 13-point margin for Cincinnati. Martin nowhere to go inside.
Well, Martin doesn't like to shoot the ball from there. Van Exel went right at Peplowski to pull him off. Martin's not a great outside shooter. He wanted to go the hole and lost it. Cincinnati ball out of bounds underneath. Michigan State may zone on this. State's in a zone, a 1-2-2 zone.
Van Exel now starts a new play with this new look. That's a 3 go off the back iron this time.
There's a long rebound again. The guards, Respert's got to get in there. Montgomery's got to get in there. When you play the zone on these rims, because the floor is hard, the rim's hard.
Van Exel fouled from behind.
Very good penetration. Anytime the ball comes back from the wing to the point, drive it down the middle against the zone. Van Exel did that, bringing the foul to the negative.
Steigenga's second foul. Well, at the conclusion of every NCAA tournament game, we'll be selecting the Chevrolet Players of the Game, and in conjunction with that award, Chevrolet donates $1,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of both schools.
Van Exel's doing a great job of running the team and the offense for Cincinnati. Knows where his players are, knows where Peplowski is, and this has been a big factor in the offensive execution at half court. A lot of discipline today for Cincinnati's half court offense.
Well, even with Peplowski and Stevens on the floor for the Spartans, Bearcats have been doing a better job in the offensive boards. Respert, the freshman, dribbling and going the distance. He is in and out. Rebound, Martin.
This is the pace Cincinnati wants. They got Michigan State rattled.
Buford won't go for him, but again, the Bearcats come up with a rebound. Martin. Alley-oop didn't work, nor did the follow by Jones. Stevens dribbling. Respert.
Good
travel.
Respert, the last 2 possessions, has been forcing it. They can't get in that rhythm. They've got to slow it down. The defensive pressure's there. Van Exel comes over, closes them down, forces a turnover. They've lost the patience, Michigan State, that they had earlier in this half. And this is the pace that Cincinnati wants Michigan State to do.
Remember, in their last 2 meetings, once this season, once last, Cincinnati led by 18, only to lose the game to the Spartans.
Well, how many times can you keep doing that?
They're up to 15 in this one.
That's his game.
Martin missing. Blount rebound. He's got it. Now it's 17.
His quickness got by Peplowski. Peplowski didn't do a good job of blocking out Blount, and that's why Blount got the offensive rebound. 14
points for Corie Blount. Again, we underline Jeff Scott with a bad ankle has not seen the number of minutes in this first half he did in the first game.
They don't need him. Blunt's wired.
Blunt's been great. Stevens with Martin down and slow to get up.
Maybe just out of breath. All right, watch Blount here in this offensive rebounding situation. Martin takes the shot. Peplowski doesn't block out. Ball comes off a little long, so Blount goes over him, takes it away, puts it back up. Very strong on the offensive boards today, Cincinnati. Keeping the ball alive. Their guards are doing a good job going in for loose balls. Scott's back in the game now.
Blount just picked up his second foul, so Scott's in, Blunt's out. 5:19 still to go.
That's a good move for Cincinnati. See how much more Scott can play, but it also takes the pressure off, especially when you're up 15.
Stevens at the line. 37-23. Stevens, a good free throw shooter, 73%. 9 points for him.
Really sagging zone man right now.
Jackson back in the lineup for the Bearcats at guard number 52.
Trying to stay in the zone to force them to shoot outside, but the guards are going to have to rebound. This is a small state team.
Jones traveling.
See, Montgomery, Wyszynski, Resper have to go dig out those loose balls and have to get on the defensive rebound situations out of this zone for State to control the defensive situations on the boards.
Anthony Miller in the Spartan lineup. Montgomery, Respert, Shinsky. They've got 3 guards in now. Stevens and Miller up front. There's Anthony Miller. Put the ball on the floor. Never got the shot off. Still battling. And it's fouled by Scott. That's a tough call.
But State, you know, they had a 3-on-2 situation. They went to the right person inside. Miller didn't need to put it on the floor. Now, when you've got numbers, you got to go quick to the basket. Good pass looking down to the middle. Respert's got the 3-on-2. Miller's got it right now. Get it to Miller. Miller should just power up and go to the rim. Don't even worry about it. Draw the foul. See, when he hesitated, that's when Martin came over, got a piece of the ball, and kept it alive. State is really playing tentative offensively.
Well, you can see a little reach in by Scott. Miller will have 1 and 1. 17 foul against Cincinnati, and he makes the first.
Judd right now just needs to get this team's confidence going offensively. If they get it under 10, Cincinnati starts thinking about those 2 games where they had the 18-point lead, and Judd knows that.
$37-25. 4:43 to go first half. Jackson, Martin, Buford.
State's playing the zone. This is good now. This has really brought the momentum back to Michigan State, the zone defense. But the guards have got to rebound for State.
From the corner, Martin in and out. Miller lost the rebound to Jones, and Jones is fouled.
See,
Montgomery.
Jones, very smart player inside. And this is one of his traits. He just really wants to play hard. He really knows where the ball is. And sometimes when Miller comes down with the ball, he shows it. Jones just got a piece of it to keep alive. They get the loose ball. Not only get the loose ball, but get fouled and get to the foul line.
John Zulov comes in. Montgomery goes out for Michigan State.
He's 6'4". He plays strong. He plays bigger than his size. Very active player. Herb Jones.
The other half of the Lexington brackets coming up next weekend. Ohio State, North Carolina have advanced, and today's action, Michigan against East Tennessee State, an upset winner, and Tulane, Oklahoma State. That game underway. Oklahoma State, we're told, leading by 5 over Tulane.
See, that's where this foul shot even comes off long.
Well, the Bearcats trying to take advantage, but they don't, as it's rejected by Miller.
Doesn't look like Scott has that rhythm he had the other night, so that ankle's still bothering him. It is sore, but he was bouncing a lot better against Delaware on the boards than he is today against Michigan State. Jeff Scott, very, very good, talented player.
Terrence Gibson comes in for Cincinnati. Herb Jones goes out. Jones has been working hard right from the opening tap. Latest word on Van Exel, although he did get into the game when he came back from having his ankle taped. And he's apparently feeling a little sick to his stomach, so we'll be watching to see if he gets in again in this game.
Here's the factor right here. Cincinnati with 11 offensive rebounds. Michigan State only with 3. And that is something that Judd knew he needed to do. Judd Heathcote, coach of Michigan State, that they had to control their offensive rebounding and keep Cincinnati off the boards.
Stevens rebounding the miss from Scott. Wyszynski for Stevens. 3-pointer.
He steps out and shoots the 3 and leaves Miller open inside to get on the boards.
Stevens, the leading scorer against Southwest Missouri State in the first round with 17.
That's a big basket for Michigan State. Still in the zone, which is really giving Cincinnati some problems, taking them out of their man-to-man rhythm.
Margin reduced to 10.
Buford's the guy that'll take over the zone offense right now for Cincinnati.
Buford losing it to Respert, but he stepped on the line.
Well, Buford was looking to shoot, and then he saw the man flying, and then he decided to dribble, but showed the ball. Zone is really bothered, taking Cincinnati's man offense away.
3:07 to go. 8 to make it to the Sweet 16. A lot of fun.
This has been the bracket that surprised me the most. When you take a look at Memphis State's win over Arkansas and Georgia Tech beating Harold Miner and Southern Cal, this has been the bracket that really impresses me with teams getting to the Sweet 16.
10-point Bearcat lead, 2:55 remaining first half. Van Exel back on the floor. An ankle injury and an upset stomach. These guys know there's no tomorrow, as the cliche goes. Gibson, front iron. Spartan ball, a battle for it, 3-on-1. Respert goes the distance.
Michigan State stayed in the zone the last 4 or 5 minutes of this half. It has rarely brought Cincinnati back into half-court offense, which they don't like, versus the running game, which has got them the big lead. Michigan State needs just to settle down. There wasn't going to be any pressure there, and just run their half-court offense and get on the board so they can dominate offensive rebounding.
7-2 Spartan run. And that goes off Zuloff. Bearcat ball.
Another turnover for the Spartans when they needed to score. Judd's frustrated. He knows just catch the ball, catch the ball. That's what he's yelling at Zuloff.
Bearcats live off turnovers. 33 committed by Delaware in the first round game. Won by the Bearcats 85-47. Final minute first half.
Cincinnati just running a motion, moving offense against the zone, not looking to go inside, maybe penetrate the inside or look for a weak side jump shot.
Jones for two, right on the line.
Good pass from the point to the wing to the corner.
Back for two, long feed down to Wyszynski in the corner. Anthony Miller back for Wyszynski for three.
Wyszynski can shoot the threes. Cincinnati will go for one before the half.
Wyszynski was the man who beat Cincinnati after their 18-point lead earlier this season. He had the winner in a one-point game, 42-35. That missed everything as...
Well, we've seen some great shots in the tournament. Let's see what happens with 0.8 seconds.
Herb Jones and Stevens both went down. Jones was just off balance, letting that one fly. 0.8 seconds left, first half. Stevens, and it's intercepted by Buford, who fires it the other way into row three. So zeros are up here. A good start by Cincinnati, but the Spartan zone bringing them back. 42-35 Bearcat lead. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after this message and a word from your local station. Buford back the other way. He pulls up for two.
He can do that. He's a great guard in transition. He's the leader on this team from Cincinnati.
Respert.
Yes, good call. Buford again, playing both ends of the floor. Stepped in, Respert didn't see him, got the charge. Buford playing both ends, defense and offense. Quick spurt for Cincinnati.
First foul on the freshman Respert. Cincinnati with Nelson, Van Exel, Buford, Corie Blount, Herb Jones.
Buford had an excellent first half for Cincinnati. 14 points total right now.
For Michigan State, Montgomery, Respert, Peplowski, Stevens, and Steigenga. Won't drop for Blount. Rebound Spartans. Respert goes to the glass, faked the pass, and took himself out of his rhythm.
That's a pretty good transition, but you got to finish the play. He was a little off balance going up, twisted his hand. Maybe that right hand of his on that layup bothered him. He's got a contusion on his finger on the right hand above the knuckle.
Van Exel picks up his third foul, sending Respert to the line.
Stevens is now playing Blount because Peplowski has 2 fouls. That's a pretty good defensive adjustment for Judd Heathcote at halftime when they are in man in transition.
You can see the bandage on Respert's hand. It's been bothering him for about a week. And it's a bruise on that knuckle, just behind the knuckle. And he had trouble shooting on Friday, but he's been much better here today. (46-40) Bearcat lead.
Michigan State playing man-to-man to start the half because he figures Cincinnati's going to make an adjustment to the zone. So let's see how strong they can play man-to-man defense, especially with Peplowski in foul trouble.
Sellout crowd at the University of Dayton Arena. And many fans coming down from Cincinnati, just about an hour's drive away.
Good defense.
Nelson trying to feed it underneath, broken up by the Spartans. Here comes Mark Montgomery. Montgomery has it stolen from behind by Jones. A clean steal.
Well, Montgomery, what he did, he hesitated on his dribble, didn't see the player coming from behind where he flicked it and got the ball.
Nelson pump fake driving is blocked by Peplowski and fouled.
Well, look for Miller to come in because they need Peplowski with about 10 minutes to go in this game, maybe sooner. But when you play man-to-man against Michigan State, they're not quick enough to guard what I think is excellent quickness. Miller puts it down on the floor with a ball flake, goes up and under, draws Peplowski into the foul situation.
Third foul on Mike Peplowski, their big man in the middle. Nelson to the line. Later today from Dayton, we'll have Kansas, the top seed, against Texas El Paso.
What Cincinnati's going to try to do is get back in that rhythm, which is what they want to do well, half-court traps. On this made or missed foul shot, look for Cincinnati to go to trapping at half-court, forcing Montgomery to give it up, and forcing Michigan State to make the adjustments where they can get a steal.
Nelson hits his first, 47-40. And gets two, an 8-point margin again for the Bearcats. Nelson, a junior from Long Beach, California.
State did an excellent job that time. Now run a set offense. This is the pace State needs. Very good execution, beat the pressure, but do the thing you do well. Get side, get the ball inside, and get on the offensive boards. That's where State can score.
Respert for three. He's got it, the freshman.
This is the pace that Michigan State wants to get back into this game. They're doing an excellent job of running that half-court offense.
17 points for
Plus
Respert.
it gives them the rebounders in position to get the ball if it's missed.
5-point margin now. Buford won't drop for him, and Anthony Miller rebound. Stevens, he can shoot from there. This one off the front iron. Rebound by Respert.
Good rebound by Resper. He's got to do more of that. So does Montgomery. If Michigan State's guards read the offensive rebound situations when they're there, then they'll be able to control the offensive scoring situations.
Steigenga inbounds for Resper. Montgomery with Alan Jackson, number 52 on him. Jackson just into the game for Cincinnati. Respert missing. Rebound by Jones.
Van Exel's not out here, so he may not be feeling well. And he's the guy that runs this offense for Cincinnati. Buford will take over now as the leader. Number 30, 23.
Alan Jackson.
Good one-on-one move on Montgomery. He's got to play better defense.
50-43. Here in Dayton, 4 minutes gone by in the second half. Wayne Stevens for the Spartans. Won't drop for him. Rebounded by Steigenga. 50-43 Cincinnati lead. They led by 17 in the first half. Spartans cut it to 7. And now it's 50-43. Missed by Respert. Rebound by Blount. Blount throws up the hook, in and out. Foul underneath as they scramble for the rebound.
What Cincinnati's trying to do, even though their traps aren't working at half court, which is what gave them a great season, they're forcing Michigan State to play on the run and forcing them to play up-tempo, and they're rushing their game too much. They've got to slow it down to get back into this game.
It's never been un-American to buy an imported performance sedan.
He's dominated.
State was down 17, cut it to 7 for halftime. They're starting this half playing man-to-man, but it wouldn't surprise me to see State go back to that zone before this half is over.
50-43, Cincinnati lead. 15:25 to go second half.
Again, Cincinnati known for their half-court traps, trying to force you to play up-tempo, trying to force you to rush your shots where they can get the defensive rebounds and run transition against you.
Steigenga inside for Anthony Miller. Peplowski on the bench at the moment for the Spartans. The big sophomore Miller in the game.
Well, Blount doesn't have that strength to guard a Peplowski or a Miller inside, and that's where he's getting in foul trouble. Scott will come in and replace him, but this helps Michigan State getting Blount's offense out of the game because he's got 14 points, 12 of them in the first half.
Third foul on Blount. Jeff Scott comes in on that tender ankle. Left ankle, injured in Friday's win over Delaware. Montgomery for Respert. The freshman can't get it to go, and it's Spartan ball.
I think Respert's last 3 offensive shots have been rush shots. He needs to settle down, get off screens where he's very good shooting, and let Montgomery handle the ball with penetration. Good call. He wasn't there. Buford was not there. Montgomery had the sideline covered. He's allowed 1 step to go, and Buford just stepped in. It was a block. He receives the ball. Now watch the slide. See, he wasn't there yet. Good call by the official right on the play.
First foul on Buford, 4th on Cincinnati this half.
Now, if State runs a set play right now, they score. That's a big basket right now that Michigan State really needs.
Montgomery, good bounce pass to Miller, but good coverage on him. Gets his own rebound. Look at him battle, and he's
really
fouled.
Strong. Surprised to see him go up and under, where if he stayed ball side, his strength would have drew the foul for a 3-point play, but he's strong enough to come back and get his own rebound. Now he's got to make the fouls.
Second foul on Jeff Scott. Eric Martin off the Cincinnati bench.
Well, as well as Scott played against Delaware the other night, he doesn't have that coordination and agility to block shots because his left ankle is really sore with that injury. And that's where Miller's going to take advantage of going inside. And this is one thing Michigan State can do, is pound the glass and really punish Cincinnati inside.
Nelson to the bench and Martin in for the Bearcats. Miller hits from the free throw line. It's down to 6.
State believes they can play to man-to-man. They disrupted Cincinnati's offense. You know, the game in Lansing where they had the big lead, Cincinnati, and blew it in the second half, that's a lot different today because the scenario's different. When you have a 17-point lead in the first half and blow it to under 10 at halftime, you still feel confident that you can build that lead up again. But Cincinnati has lost their rhythm offensively.
5 points now. Cincinnati fans trying to rouse their team.
Yep.
And a travel as Jackson ran into Scott.
See, this is where they miss Van Exel. Jackson's not really the point guard that gets the offense going, and he runs into him on this screen. Now, see, he's looking to go behind and get the ball back. He wanted to cut in front. He didn't know the decision to make Jackson, and he caused his own turnover.
Back live, Montgomery feeding Respert. Stevens.
Set play now for Michigan State. This is what they've been doing, picking away at this lead. Judd Heathcote directing from the sidelines, doing a good job of controlling the offense as well as a decent defensive rhythm on Cincinnati.
Steigenga to Montgomery. Rebounded by Allen Jackson.
Long shot, long rebound at Dayton because the floor is very hard and this wooden floor is set on cement, so the rims are hard. Guards have got to go for that long rebound.
Scott turnaround. He's short.
Now, he doesn't have the rhythm he had against Delaware. His ankle is bothering him.
Another foul on the Bearcats.
Both teams aren't shooting well right now, basically because of the tempo of the game. They're both rushing their shots. They're both looking to go inside. I think, though, Michigan State, because of their penetration, going to the boards, driving the ball, getting on the boards, they've got control.
Jackson picked up the foul. Peplowski comes back into the game for the Spartans. Jackson goes out. Van Exel returns for Cincinnati. You talked about Scott against Delaware. He had 12 points, 5 rebounds in 26 minutes, and made a lot of fine passes. And as you point out, Digger, correctly, he doesn't have that same rhythm today. Miller missing. Rebound, Van Exel.
Good screen by Peplowski, but Miller just missed it. Big basket for State going by.
50-45. Cincinnati has substituted 21 times now to 9 by the Spartans, and as the game goes on. That depth that's been demonstrated by Bob Huggins' team could still be a factor, especially with Peplowski in foul trouble.
Well, they're back in the zone right now, Michigan State. Good move by Judd Heathcote.
Van Exel pops it out for Buford, and he's got 3.
You can't leave Buford. He can shoot that all night. He's a senior with a good offensive rhythm. Well, Michigan State's looking to go long. Montgomery's got to read that. They got away with it earlier in the first half. Scott did a great job of getting back to deflect that ball. I just think if Montgomery just stays patient with their half-court offense, they're not going to get those transition scores. Bob Huggins, of course, upset with that call.
Well, Spartans get to keep the ball. And there's a foul off the ball in the lane. It looks like Buford.
Well, he had a hold of him, and the officials are doing a good job of calling what they see. And if it's a tight call, even though Cincinnati feels they didn't get that last call, Larry Limbo did a great job of making a hold call.
Buford second. He comes out. Terrence Gibson, the junior from Dothan, Alabama, comes in. Number 10.
What this does now, there's almost 13 minutes left in the game. Michigan State's at the foul line. This could become their best offense the rest of this game by driving, get it inside when it's there, get on the boards, get on the foul line.
18 points now for the freshman Respert.
Let's see if State goes back to that zone. It worked the last time down. Cincinnati really struggles against the zone of Michigan State.
These are almost automatic for the freshman. He shoots 87% from the line. 53-47 now.
Well, plus Blount's out of the game. Peplowski can play because he's in a position with 3 fouls just to stay in the lane. State's playing man-to-man.
Herb Jones turnaround is short. Peplowski can't keep it inbounds.
It'd be a good time now for Blount to get back into the game for Cincinnati because Peplowski can't guard him.
Remember, Cincinnati had 18-point leads against Michigan State the last 2 meetings this season and last, and lost the games. Won by 2 points a year ago, by a point this year. Second foul on Miller.
The Michigan State foul, number 34, Anthony Miller. That's his second, team's 3rd.
Well, the Bearcats, of course, trying to restore former glory. They were a team that were frequent visitors. 5 straight Final Fours, 2 championships in 61 and 62. This is their 10th NCAA appearance, but they haven't been here in 15 years. And Bob Huggins trying to bring back that former glory of Cincinnati.
Well, Huggins has done it with 8 junior college players and 2 transfers, and this is why Cincinnati's back in the hunt this year going for a national championship. As you take a look at the great player Oscar Robinson, he never won it. Ed Jucker and that team back then had another guy named Ron Bonham, and that's how they won the national title.
Jones from the free throw line, 54-47, 8 points for Herb Jones.
It'd be interesting to see if Blount comes back in the game, what he could do to lift up Cincinnati's offense, because they couldn't control him with his 14 points in the first half. He was a real problem for Michigan State.
Montgomery for Miller.
Cincinnati's in their matchup zone right now.
Wyszynski in the lineup, number 3. Working at guard with Montgomery. 3 big men up front.
Play.
Miller inside, and he cans it. Fouled by Jones.
Cincinnati was playing a matchup zone. State went right away to their high-low offense. Ball went inside to Peplowski low. Miller rode to the basket, got the 3-point play from a great assist from Peplowski. Here it is right here. Excellent play, excellent read by Michigan State. They're ready offensively against the zone, against the man, and this is exactly what Judd Heathcote wants. Use your power inside.
Second foul on Jones.
See, with Scott not being healthy 100% and Blount on the bench, Michigan State's going to take advantage of this weakness right now. It'll be interesting to see if Blount gets back into the game because of his 14 points in the first half. They need him right now, Cincinnati.
From the free throw line, and they are 16 of 16 in that department.
And they normally shoot 68% on the line. They're in the foul situation early, which really hurts Cincinnati. So this is another offense for Michigan State. Either get the ball inside to the big people or drive it one-on-one and get to the line for easy points.
18 fouls on Cincinnati at this point, 11:35 to go. They lead by 4.
Michigan State back to the man-to-man.
Martin, Jones, Terrence Gibson.
During that timeout, Bob Huggins was really upset with Scott's play, but I think even though Blount has 3 fouls, I'd want him back in that game right now because Michigan State has done a good job defending Cincinnati's offense. They could not guard Blount, who had 14 points in the first half, especially in man-to-man.
Van Exel for 3, won't drop for him, and out of bounds off Peplowski's hand. Cincinnati ball. Here in Dayton, Cincinnati leads by 4. They led by 17 back earlier in the ball game in the first half. 11:01 to go here in the second. They have the ball in white. Michigan State in green.
Michigan State has done it with defense against Cincinnati. They got down 17, but played very smart as far as getting back into the game. They went to a zone defense before the second half. Got back under 7 when they were down 17 at halftime. And, of course, this half they're just controlling the game, playing smart going inside, and getting the one-on-one driving foul situations.
Van Exel missing a 3, got his own rebound, and then threw it out of bounds. Fortunately, let off a Spartan player, fortunately for Cincinnati. Martin, turn around under Peplowski, who's got to be careful. Foul
he knows Peplowski has 3 fouls, so Martin, who can penetrate as well as jump, did a good job going to the hole.
Nice interception. Jones, 3-on-1. Back for Jones. He's got it.
Well, Michigan State's going to take a timeout. Judd knows that this spurt really hurt. Montgomery got too anxious with that steal. Cincinnati really needed that quick spurt. Did a good job of coming back to build the lead to 8.
PBS.
Kim Ryan, Digger Phelps, and Dayton looking at what's happening in the East region. Thursday in Philadelphia, Duke and Seton Hall are already through, and they await, of course, the winners of those 2 games today. What about that one, Duke Seton Hall?
Well, Duke got a big lift yesterday with Brian Davis getting 21 points versus Iowa. Seton Hall and Duke played early in the year. It'll be interesting to see what P.J. Carlesimo does to adjust to the great Duke defense.
Another state turnover's got Judd Heathcote a little upset. Banging his head. He's wont to do. Maybe he's just trying to straighten out the wrinkles in the frown. Van Exel outside for Jones. Scott outside, goes off to Buford. And Buford lets it fly. 10-point margin, Cincinnati.
He's a great guard, a senior that knows what to do with the ball, when to go for it. Cincinnati's on a run right now, 6-point run.
19 points for Buford. And Scott comes up with it.
Well, Steigenga, he had the play, got the ball, didn't look before he threw it. 2 key turnovers in a row for Michigan State. They've just got to settle down, not get over anxious.
Steigenga's 3rd foul, the 14th turnover by the Spartans, 2 of them right in a row, and they're shooting only 3 of 12 in the second half.
Well, in the last 2 games when they met, the big lead was lost in the second half. This game it was lost in the first half. Now Cincinnati's got to run to build it up again, and I don't know if Cincinnati knows it, but I don't think Michigan State's going to have the energy to come back this time.
Van Exel lets it fly, but a foul before he released it. It's going to be on Wyshynski. His second. Little push inside. Now we do remind you that a year ago, Cincinnati was leading by 18, lost by 2. This year, they led by 18, lost by 1. The Lightning strike 3 times. Right now, it's 10 again, and they had a 17-point lead in the first half. 9:05 to go. Eric Martin, watched by Wyshynski, is short. Montgomery rebounding. 3-on-2. Resper.
He's on the line. It's a 2.
60-52. 21 points for the freshman.
Cincinnati really being patient now on offense, looking for the good shots.
There's a steal by Respert. Stevens back for Respert. Miller's pass intercepted by Van Exel. Tried the lob there for Martin and hit the front of the rim. Back come the Spartans. Respert for three.
Good transition. Two big plays in a row for Michigan State. They can't let this game get above 10 to 14 to 16. They just won't have the energy at the end of the game to come back from being behind by a lot of points. But right now they're in the game. Good timeout by Cincinnati.
By Bob Huggins of Cincinnati, and we'll be back with 7:52 to go on a 5-point Cincinnati lead. Takes on Michigan next. Quite a lineup, so stay with us all day.
Ray Respert's having a great game for Michigan State. He's got 8 field goals and 14 tries, 4 of them 3-pointers, 4 for 4 in the line, and he's been the offense for Michigan State today.
After a 3-point game on Friday in the opener against Southwest Missouri State. Bothered with a hand injury and a cut lip, but he's playing good ball today. Blount goes down and travels.
Well, he's been on the bench for a long time, and he doesn't have that rhythm that he had, but he'll get back into it. Blount had 14 points in the first half. Peplowski's having trouble guarding him, so it's going to be interesting to see if Huggins makes Blount become the offensive threat that he was in the first half.
State 5 of 14 shooting from the field here in the second half. And all Respert, their offense. Montgomery inside. That won't go for Peplowski.
Tough move to go up and under for him. He could have gone up, jump stopped, and gone up strong on the ball side. He would have had a 3-point play.
Yeah, and especially with his 2 bad ankles, he doesn't quite have the same movement and leverage. Van Exel for Blount. Blount left it short. Montgomery rebound.
He's still cold, but I'd still go with him.
Wyszynski for 3. Nope. Rebound Blount.
One thing about shooting the 3, if you got your big guys ready for defensive rebounds, go for it. Wyszynski took the shot, and there was 4 white shirts in the lane ready to rebound. Shot it too early.
Jeff Scott, Blount, Van Exel, Jones, and Buford. The lineup for the Bearcats of Cincinnati. Wyszynski with Respert, Peplowski, Stevens, and Montgomery for Michigan State.
Buford wants Van Exel out.
Buford in traffic, comes back outside of Van Exel, going for 3. He rushed his shot. Rebounded by Scott.
It's that long rebound we keep talking about. In these hard floors with a hard basket makes it a hard rim, and the ball comes off longer. That rebound went right over to Scott. Push off. Good call.
Herb Jones pushing off Wyszynski. His 3rd foul.
Now in this transition going down the floor, wait for a rebounder. Wyszynski takes a shot. Look at the 2 white shirts already. 3-4. No possession to get a chance for an offensive rebound.
And Jones gets another one. That's 4 on him.
2 quick fouls. Hook Wyszynski underneath, reaches in. You don't need to foul full court when you're pressing, especially when Michigan State is shooting the bonus. And this is probably the best offense that State can have now in the next 6 minutes is get to the foul line, get to the foul line.
They haven't missed from here.
Plus, you don't have to worry about getting trapped or throwing the ball away.
4 on Jones, 10 on the team. Respert at the line, an 87% shooter, and the Spartans are batting 1,000 from the free throw line in the game.
With Scott back in the game and Blount in the front line, they've got a big team. Be interesting right now to see with this personnel if Michigan State goes to the zone.
First miss today by an 87% shooter, no less.
Because the 1-2-2 zone will take away the 3-point shooting, but it'll also put Michigan State in a rebounding situation defensively because of Blount and Scott inside.
Margin is 4. 5:48 to play.
State playing man-to-man.
Van Exel outside for Scott. Nearly coughed it up. Blount and Scott in together. That hasn't occurred frequently. I think only once earlier in the game. Van Exel. Yes.
He can go one-on-one. Good player.
Bob Huggins and the Bearcats must have visions of
now this is not a quick team.
Again.
Not a quick team for them to press right now. Cincinnati's just going to play solid defense. But Scott can't move in the press.
Montgomery inside of Peplowski. Turnaround no good. Blount all alone for the rebound.
He faded away on that. He should have gone through Scott.
And he had no help underneath.
No rebounding.
Miller up and ready to come in for the Spartans. Blount for Martin. He can jump and does. Had Montgomery on him. That was easy for him, and he picked up the foul as well.
Eric Martin is a solid post player. He plays low post. He can play like he's 6'8", even though he's 6'5". He's very strong, makes a good move getting the ball in the position. Wyshynski cannot guard him one-on-one in the post. Gets behind, one power dribble up and under because of his jumping ability. Draws the foul on Wyshynski. Three-point play for Cincinnati.
Miller in for Peplowski. Terrence Gibson comes in. Blount goes out.
Peplowski's a little tired right now, a little frustrated with his offensive game. State's got to make a move. We're near that 5-minute mark of a game where now Cincinnati can control the offense. Michigan State's front court has not done a good job of scoring today.
A 10-6 average on the season, no points. 9-point Bearcat lead, pressing deep. 4:34 to go. Wyshynski on the trap.
Well, he picked up his dribble at half court. He should have looked down to the sideline a lot quicker, looked to the middle. He wouldn't have had that problem.
Smart play off the foot of the Bearcat player. They keep possession starting from half court.
Zuloff's coming in now for Wyshynski. More firepower on the boards as well as a good offensive player for Michigan State.
John Zuloff, the junior from Port Huron at 6'6". Down to 4:23. Blount is right back up and ready to come in for Cincinnati. From the corner, Resper won't go for him. Spartans keep it alive, but it goes into the hands of the Bearcats. Buford.
Well, two State players hit the ball loose, and Cincinnati comes up with it.
Van Exel starts to drive, and Martin not ready for that pass. He surprised him with it. Turnover goes to Michigan State. We're at the University of Dayton Arena. Second round action here in the Midwest, and it's been a good battle right from the get-go. Although Cincinnati was up 17, it's now 65-56 with still lots of time left. 3:35 to go. Stevens trying to get it to Miller, but a hand on it from Gibson knocks it out of bounds.
Did the right thing looking down the sideline, just forced it too quick inside. That's when you look to go back to the Miller or back out. Then set up your offense. Michigan State has not run their half-court offense the last 4 or 5 minutes, and this is really playing into Cincinnati's defense.
Herb Jones back in, Buford out for Cincinnati. Respert, he hits.
That's
the hot hand today.
You got it. He is hot. He's the only guy that can keep them going.
27 points for the freshman.
State has to play man-to-man now. The clock's against them. They can't play the zone.
Terrence Gibson to Blount. Coming into the tournament, Respert had 444 points in his freshman year, second only to Magic Johnson as a freshman.
Well, what they're trying to do is to get into the bonus situation with the quick fouls, and this is something State's looking to do right now, is to force Cincinnati to the line, to force them to miss the shots. With 3 minutes to go, if you're not going to press, then go use your foul shot situations. This Michigan State team is not a good press team, so they're looking to use the foul line as a defensive weapon.
Zuloff got the foul. Eric Martin to the line.
It's a 1-on-1, not 2 shots.
17 fouls on Michigan State.
That's as good as a press. That's a turnover.
Miller got the rebound. Stevens. tent control. Gibson, a nice move. 3-on-1. Terrence Gibson.
They need a timeout, Michigan State, right now to settle down. With less than 3 minutes to go, you've got to make some type of strategy move, looking for quick shots.
9-point margin. Respert has it knocked away. Gets it again. Miller underneath. Won't go for him. Good job by Terrence Gibson, and he is fouled.
We're calling a 2-shot intentional foul. That means Cincinnati will shoot 2 foul shots, plus get possession of the ball.
Intentional foul being called on Michigan State number 24, Shawn Respert.
What you see now, the loose ball rebound.
That's his second personal foul.
Gibson comes up with it.
Team 8.
He grabs his shirt. Respert grabbed the shirt. Right call by Larry Limbo. 2-shot intentional foul. This rarely hurts Michigan State. They needed to convert on the missed foul shot on the last possession. Bob Huggins now knows that they've got control of the game because shoot the 2, call a set play from the sidelines, and that's what he's talking to his players about right now. He's talking to Buford about it. The 2 free foul shots only build the lead. Gibson misses the first. State right now, on their side of it, they've got to go for the quick 3-point shots. If not, get the rebound if you miss it. Call timeout, set up your defense.
Cincinnati 16-23 from the line. Gibson makes the second. 68-58. Bearcats by 10 with 2:30 left.
They still have 1 foul to give to put them in a 1-on-1, so it'll be interesting to see how quick Michigan State fouls if they don't get a steal or a trap where they force a steal.
Bearcat possession. Jones fouled by Stevens. Stevens got that knee out in front of him as he made his move. So the Spartans pick up another one, the second on Stevens.
Well, they're gambling now on a missed 1-on-1 so that they can come down in transition and go for a 3-point shot or a quick score, Michigan State.
Team's
9th team foul on the Spartans.
It's a good time to do it because the next foul for Michigan State defensively puts Cincinnati on the line shooting a 2-shot. 10th foul rule.
Jones shoots 67% from the free throw line.
State's got to convert on this now.
Down goes an official over Montgomery, and Montgomery hits. Back to 7. Tim Ryan and Digger Phelps here in Dayton. 2:08 to go. Cincinnati 68-61.
Michigan State could never get back in this game after being down 17 in the first half. They cut it to 7 by halftime by going to his own defense. In the second half, they had a couple negative spurts where Cincinnati got what they wanted, the quick scores. Peplowski has not had a good game on the front line. He's been in foul trouble all day, has taken him out of the game, has really helped State as far as not having the offense, but helped Cincinnati with the defense. Bob Huggins, on the other hand, knows he's blown big leads against Michigan State the last 2 times they have played. Foul shooting now very important in the last 2 minutes of this game. Cincinnati knows they can pull this off and get to the regional.
Jones with 11 points, going for 12, and he does. 70-61. Cincinnati would await the winner of Kansas and Texas El Paso if they can get through here. Montgomery cuts it back to 7. Van Exel is fouled from behind by Montgomery. 4th on him. And as you can see, the boards have belonged to Cincinnati, and with Peplowski in early foul trouble, that really contributed to that stat.
There's still that little fear in Cincinnati about the losses to Michigan State the last 2 times where they had 18-point leads. So even though this is at 7, State was down 7 with about a minute plus to go in Cincinnati 2 years ago and came back to win it. So this game isn't over yet in the eyes of Bob Huggins as well as the Bearcats.
Rightfully so. Back up to 8. Van Exel makes it 9. So the Bearcats doing their job from the free throw line. 3-point try.
Has not scored all day.
No.
And he's cold coming off the bench. He has no confidence in his offense. Steigenga.
Foul in the lane. And the Cincinnati fans are on their feet. They sense victory here in the Sweet 16. 17 years since Cincinnati's been in the tournament. They lost in the first round that year. Now they've got a chance to go to the Sweet 16.
Well, if this puts it to 10 or 11, Michigan State will probably look to shoot the threes at this point. I still feel that if you pound it inside, go to the rim, draw the fouls, that stops the clock. But they're just going to trade fouls. The advantage goes to Cincinnati at this point.
Herb Jones with his second. Out of bounds off Blount.
Cincinnati still in their press. They're going to still try to force a turnover. Watch the trap at half court.
That's their game, and they've made it work again. Three-point try from Stevens off the mark. Jones, Buford, Blount with him.
Great move. He's an excellent guard, Buford. He's really had an outstanding year for Cincinnati, and this should really ice it right now.
21 points for Anthony Buford, the senior transfer from Akron. Respert. Wyszynski. And it's Montgomery converting to bring it back to 10 with a minute to go.
What Judd's going to try to do is go for the trap or a quick foul, hoping he still has daylight with three-point shooting.
Margin with a minute to go for Cincinnati. We welcome those of you joining us. Tim Ryan and Digger Phelps watching another impressive performance by the Bearcats of Cincinnati. The new great Midwest Conference.
Cincinnati today's done an outstanding job of just keeping their composure, keeping their poise in this game when it really counted. State made a run when they were down 17 in the first half, cut it to 7 by going to his own defense before halftime. Really played smart basketball in the second half to get this big lead.
Herb Jones at the line for Cincinnati, 2 throws.
Well, down in the southeast, Oklahoma State has advanced over Tulane, and Michigan and East Tennessee State will meet at 2:45, less than a half an hour from now. 14 points for Herb Jones at the line, and a disconsolate Michigan State Spartan team outrun, out-hustled, outplayed by Cincinnati. Eyebrows raised as also from their conference, Memphis State having a great tournament. That's swatted away by Corie Blount. Terrence Gibson won't drop for him. There's Jones. He's been everywhere today. Anthony Buford's turned in an outstanding game at guard. Corie Blount had 14 first half points. As Jeff Scott hobbled with an ankle, Blount took up the slack up front. Wyszynski for the Spartans. Gets his own rebound. That won't go for him.
That's typical today for Michigan State. The loose balls, the turnovers, the missed layups.
Buford for Terrence Gibson. Cincinnati fans, many of them here, just an hour away from Dayton, and they're enjoying this.
Sweet 16.
The Bearcats are back. One of the great teams in NCAA history. It's been 17 years since they've been in the big show. And now they're into the Sweet 16. Coach Bob Huggins congratulates Judd Heathcote. And that hustling, aggressive defensive style, trapping all over the floor, paid off again for Cincinnati. Some great shooting today by Anthony Buford. Good effort in the first half, as we said, by Corie Blount. A strong bench performance again, and they were too much for the Spartans of Michigan State. Twice before, this year and last, they surrendered 18-point leads, only to lose by 2, and then won this year. And today they got their revenge when it counted.